Good morning. It is 7:04 a.m. on Friday, February 21st, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got distracted by Survivor gossip. This is 5 more minutes. So, as previously mentioned, just got distracted by Survivor gossip. There's some stuff going around the internet about the current season, which is Winners at War, where all the contestants are returning winners. But there's a few notable absences, and so some people have opinions about why that is. I only just kind of briefly skimmed the stories, and so I'm not claiming any opinions on the actual answers, but that is, in fact, what I just got distracted by before starting this recording. So, that's the rest of the story. I'm continuing to improve in terms of my sickness. Still got a little bit of the lingering cough, especially it's bad like just waking up, but getting there, it's nice to have that be improving for sure. I think part of it actually is that I'm taking Mucinex in order to try to blast out the last of the congestion in the chest, but that's causing my sinuses to dry out, which makes the whole thing uncomfortable. And I do have tea, though, and tea is great. Did you know? Tea is great. Great. Specifically, this is actually pumpkin spice tea, which, like many things that are theoretically pumpkin spice, doesn't actually, it's not a big deal. I think it is stupid and ridiculous that there's a weird backlash against pumpkin spice. I mean, I will certainly acknowledge that some of the things it gets put in are silly. For example, I have a pouch on the counter behind me of pumpkin spice cough drops, which I honestly bought only as a novelty, and they're not bad. I would have expected sort of the menthol-y flavor to conflict more, but it's not as big a problem as you might think. But the point is, though, that it's one thing to say, if someone says, I don't like pumpkin spice, I don't like how it's everywhere, I would say, it's still pretty easy to avoid, right? Nobody's making you consume a pumpkin spice product. So, really, the only possible avenue of complaint is that you don't like that other people are enjoying something that you don't. That's not a good look. So, if you, in the future sometime, even if you don't like pumpkin spice, which is fine, and you're right, if you're complaining about pumpkin spice everything, think about what that actually is. It probably doesn't come through on the microphone, but they're doing road construction across the street, and apparently 7 a.m. is where they decide it is now late enough in the morning that they can run the jackhammer. And it sucks. Yeah, I don't know, probably very little of that actually comes across on the microphone, but here in the room, I just realized I have my volume turned way up from another thing, so I'm probably clipping like crazy. Yeah, that sucks. That jackhammer sucks. I mean, it's like, it's bad enough that I'm here just while I'm getting ready for work, but, now it's, gives me anxiety that he's going to bother my little dog, even though I look back at him, he seems utterly unconcerned by it. So, whatever. But yeah, I feel like this week went really fast, and like even more than just the fact that Monday was a holiday would suggest. But, that's how it goes sometimes. Just keep on plugging along. I think if not for a little puppy, I would be gearing up for a writer's workshop, writer's retreat thing that I do every year. But not going this year because this little guy not ready to be by himself yet. Well, not that he would be by himself anyway, but like typically, I think the expectation would be I might board a dog during a trip like that. But which honestly, I mean, I know that a lot of people stress out about that, but a lot of these kennels are actually very nice, and they can be expensive. But you know, as long as your dog is not overly stressed by separation anxiety, they're fine. Luna always liked them just fine whenever she had to stay in one. Anyway, but yeah, but he's still too little for that. He doesn't have all his shots yet, and so on, and it's just not workable. Had to make that call. Which you know I hate to miss it, but you know, yeah. Puppy takes precedence. In any event, I'm gonna leave it there because I got to finish getting ready for work. Jackhammer, 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 and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.